How close is the Labour leader to resigning? Following yesterday's dramatic speech from Keir Starmer, his own cabinet now demands a clear timetable for departure. 77 MPs are calling for change. Markets respond with jitters. On Westminster's doorsteps, ministers weigh his fate. And as the man who vowed stories beat spreadsheets stands at a crossroads, the coming hours could make or break both his leadership and the UK economy. This is the story we must unravel. In a series of interviews this morning, Chief Secretary Darren Jones offered cautious answers. On Times Radio, Sophie Ridge pressed him on whether Starmer would set out a departure timetable. Jones replied, "He's listening to colleagues, and he's talking to colleagues. I can't get ahead of any decision he might take." He stressed that ministers remain focused on delivering promised policies. But on Sky News, he refused to confirm if Starmer would lead Labour into the next election. Every answer hinted at deeper unease across the government benches. Meanwhile, political editor Pippa Crerar identified 5 factors shaping ministers' view of Starmer's future. First, the choice of successor and their ability to confront urgent challenges without inheriting deeper discontent. Second, timing, whether to force a change now or wait until closer to election day. Third, the response from the Tories, reform, and a restless right-wing media determined to exploit any chaos. Fourth, Starmer's capacity to elevate performance and start winning hearts. And fifth, public opinion. Can he reverse historic lows in approval and restore faith? These considerations frame every private conversation taking place behind Downing Street's closed doors. Financial markets are already reacting to the swirl of uncertainty. Benchmark 10-year gilt yields climbed almost 10 basis points to 5.1% this morning, bouncing off last night's 5% level. And the yield on 30-year UK bonds hit 5.77%, brushing against a 28-year high. Senior strategist Michael Brown at Pepperstone warns that investors fear a shift to the left by a new prime minister, looser fiscal rules, and a renewed inflation surge. Each rise in borrowing costs deepens concern that political instability carries a direct price tag. As tensions mount, every moment could tip the balance for Starmer's tenure. Despite the storm, government business presses on. Chief Secretary Jones confirmed that tomorrow's state opening of Parliament and the King's speech will proceed unhindered. King Charles will read a legislative agenda drafted by the Starmer administration, an act of continuity amid chaos. Yet if the Prime Minister were to announce a departure timetable today, the King's speech would become a rare address, delivered on behalf of a government facing imminent change. Such an unprecedented twist would deepen uncertainty across Westminster and test the resilience of Britain's parliamentary traditions. Pressure on Starmer is growing beyond his cabinet. Over 70 MPs, including senior figures such as Yvette Cooper and Shabana Mahmood, now urge an orderly transition after crushing election defeats. Cooper, Britain's foreign secretary, told colleagues that accepting a clear timeframe would protect the party's unity and safeguard its reputation. Mahmood, the Home Secretary, echoed the call for a dignified change of leadership. Behind closed doors, John Healey and David Lammy discussed a measured handover. Meanwhile, some loyalists like Richard Hammond and Steve Reed urged the Prime Minister to stand firm and press on. This tug-of-war captures the fraught mood inside Labour's fiercest ranks. Inside number 10, every whisper could decide his political fate. Attention now turns to potential successors. West Streeting supporters argue for a swift contest to prevent by-election delays. Andy Burnham backers favor an orderly timetable to allow him time to win a seat. Former Chancellor Rachel Reeves sits quietly at the cabinet table, her own future tied to Starmer's survival. Names like Lisa Nandy and Emily Thornberry drift through corridors as possible contenders. Yet every scenario carries risks. A hastily arranged contest could deepen divisions. while delay risks prolonging public doubts. At stake is more than a leadership change. It is the credibility of a party that once promised stability after Tory turmoil. Throughout the interviews, Jones's tone betrayed a mix of empathy and restraint. He admitted he was sad that we're in this situation in the first place after Labour's election defeats. He implored colleagues to treat politics as a team sport, cautioning that public debates over leadership distract from urgent national priorities. He also highlighted the complexities of five-party politics, the need for unity to set the course for the next election. These candid remarks hinted at mounting pressure behind closed doors, a recognition that survival depended on collective effort as much as personal conviction. Market analysts like Michael Brown stress the broader implications of these political dramas. He argues that bond investors remain wary, fearing changes to the UK's fiscal rules and a fresh bout of inflation. The market's main concern, he says, is that a new PM would shift to the left, loosen current fiscal rules, and exacerbate the UK's inflation problem. For now, many potential buyers of gilts are adopting a wait-and-see stance, hoping for clarity. Yet with every unanswered question in Westminster, gilt underperformance seems poised to continue, raising borrowing costs for the Treasury and ultimately taxpayers. On the ground, public awareness of the crisis is growing. Polls indicate Starmer's personal approval ratings sit at historic lows, heightening concern among voters. Many recall Labour's promise of stability after years of Conservative turmoil. Now citizen frustration bubbles over as headlines focus on internal divisions rather than policy progress. Street-level discussions in coffee shops and online forums reflect impatience and skepticism. If gravity defies gravity, a single statement from number 10 could dramatically shift that mood, restoring confidence or fueling despair in equal measure. International observers are watching Westminster with bated breath. Credit rating agencies take note as gilt yields climb. European markets dip on every rumor of breakdown. U.S. Treasury officials assessing global risk note that UK borrowing costs ripple through international bond portfolios. A sudden leadership shakeup could unsettle global markets more than any economic indicator. And beyond numbers, the UK's reputation as a stable democratic power is on the line. Many allied governments hope for a swift resolution to preserve the credibility of British governance. As one diplomat put it, Britain's handling of this moment will echo far beyond the Thames. In the next 24 hours, every meeting, every statement, every inch of political capital will count. Subscribe now to stay informed as this story unfolds.